Alright guys, welcome back. It's now night 3 and we got some progress out here. My dad, I did some pretty solid work while I was at work. Yeah, he did some pretty solid work. So let's do a quick recap. Night 1, it was prepping and we got the intake manifold off. Night 2, we did the radiator and the front timing cover out, and I believe the valley cover came off. Night 2, I unhooked the exhaust from the heads and everything. And then today, while I was at work, my dad came out and hit me with this. The heads are off, they're down there. The fun part about this all is going to be seeing if these heads need to be machined or not. But for tonight, since it's late, just going to clean off the cylinder walls because there is a little bit of coolant in there and we don't want it to rust and corrode the cylinder walls. I'm gonna take out the trays and take out the lifters from in there. So nothing crazy. I think a lot of the heavy work's gonna come back tomorrow morning since it's gonna be the weekend. So yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for right now. I'll check in if I see any other issues. Alright guys, so you guys probably just saw right now was I took a clean rag to kind of just clean out the cylinder walls, dry out all the coolant, and then I took some regular oil. Right now we're using this with our bare hands and kind of just lathering the cylinder walls just to prevent corrosion. And after that, we're gonna do it to all 8 cylinders. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Probably looks like I'm doing something weird to this engine, but I'm not. So just bear with me, guys. This all makes sense. All right, guys. So we just cleaned out the cylinder walls, kind of lubricated them, making sure there's no coolant left in them. but there is one thing that I'm noticing, and that there's a lot of carbon buildup on these pistons. So my dad right now is going to show me real quick how I can clean them off. He's over there looking for some tools, but yeah, that is a lot of carbon buildup. I mean, this car does have 112,000 miles. I don't know the previous car's history, but I mean, when it was me, I was always using that premium fuel. And I was also trying to clean out my valves and clean out everything as much as possible. So I'm very surprised to see this. All right, guys, so you just showed me how to do it. We're gonna use a wire brush on top of the piston head, and we're just gonna scrub it. He kind of showed me how to do it right there. That's why it doesn't look as bad as some of the other ones. As you can see, the other ones are caked. But we don't have time to just sit there and scrub it by hand all the time. So he brought out the big guns and he told me how to use it. He just said be careful not to overdo it and not to put too much pressure on the piston heads. All you do is grab this little guy. It was kind of all over the place because, well, I was using one hand. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. So I'm gonna go around doing it to all 8 of them. Afterwards, he said kind of just wipe it down with a clean rag, put some oil on it, and just wipe it all off. Make sure all the carbon gets thrown out of there. And then we're gonna go on to the next one and the next one. So cool thing about this, one piston's up on this side, the other piston's up on the other. If any of you guys ever try to do this at home, make sure that your pistons are all the way to the top, because if not, this will scratch the cylinder wall. And you don't want to scratch your cylinder wall. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and just do this to all 8 of them. Alright boys, now I was able to clean out the pistons a bit. It doesn't look like I did much, but trust me, these were pretty caked on there. I did that side. This side was a little bit more of a pain in the ass because, well, passenger side on these cars are always a pain. But yeah, I'll probably hit it over again with more tomorrow. This tool that I was using, this drill, was not the best. So, you know, gotta work with what you got. But next up is going to be just removing the lifters, and I'll probably call it a night. All I gotta do is just take off the trays and use a magnet and see if I can just pull them out with a magnet. After that, we'll probably be done for the night, and then begin tomorrow on swapping over the new parts into the motor. All right guys, we got the lifters out. So the whole process was pretty simple. I wasn't able to film it because my battery died, so I had to charge it. But like I said, you just unbolt the tray. Use the two 10mm bolts on each side, and then you grab yourself a magnet and you just fish them out from right there. Alright guys, there you have it. All the lifters are now taken out of the car, and I think that's what we're gonna call it for the night. And we'll start again tomorrow morning. But this is what we've done so far. Heads are down there. Gonna inspect those tomorrow, make sure we're good to go on those, and then hopefully we can start putting everything back together. So yeah guys, that's gonna do it for the night. This video was probably a combination of 2 nights, and you guys saw everything that we did. So next video should be inspecting the heads and start putting stuff back in. I gotta find out about the cam gear and seeing the replacement and what to get. I think it's a pretty cheap replacement, so it's not a big deal, but it is gonna set us back a bit because now we gotta wait for the part to come. But no biggie, we'll get that done pretty soon. And that's gonna do it for tonight guys. So thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll catch you later.